Hello, a Rosie math teacher coming at you from my 5th period grade 7 math class, where today we are working on lesson 10-2, sample space. Sample space means all the spaces that could happen within a given, let's say, experiment. Okay, so for example, I have here a spinner for which we want to determine all the possible outcomes. All the possible outcomes are included in the sample space. What are included in the sample space? All the possible outcomes. What do all the possible outcomes make up? Our sample space. Excellent. So, for example, on item number 1, the spinner shown is spun once. On that spin, what are all the possible outcomes and therefore all the space, all the sample space? So, for example, is 1 a possible outcome? Yes. So write down 1, comma. Now, you could write these in number order. Let's go ahead and do that. Do we see a 2? Do we see a 2? A 2 going once, a 2 going twice. How many 2s do we see? 2. We see 2. So we've crossed out our 1. Let's cross out the 2 2s. How many times do I write the 2? Twice. Write 2 2s. It's time for ballet. Okay. 1, comma, 2, comma, 2, comma. How many 3s do we see? How many 3s? How many 3s? Going once, going twice, going? 3 3s. So write a 3, comma, 3, comma, 3. Let's cross out all those 3s. Do I have any 4s? Do I have any 4s? Going once, going twice. How many 4s? 2 4s. So we write 4, comma, what? 4. Excellent. And then next up, as we count on, we have 5. How many 5s do we see? Going once, going twice, going how many times? 4 times. So we shall write 5, comma, 5, comma, 5, comma, 5. If your online app has the exact same question with the exact same spinner, do you now see that all the numbers you have written make up the what? Sample space. So do not choose an answer, for example, that says 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 4, comma, 5. Oh, no, thank you. Because they did not appear just one time apiece. You must rewrite each number as many times as it does appear in your sample space. All right, here we go. Item number 2. Selecting a marble from a bag containing, look at the items it contains. 2 yellow marbles, 3 green marbles, 4 red, 7 purple, where the color selected is recorded. Now, answer yes or no. If they said, is this a possible sample space? And all they had was this. Y for yellow, G for green, R for red, P for purple. Is this my full and total sample space? Yes or no? No. Excellent choice. How many times do I need to write the letter Y to represent the 2 yellow marbles? I need to write it twice. You do so as well. How many times do I need to write the letter G to represent 3 green marbles? 3 times. G, comma, G, comma, G. How many times do I need to write the red? 4. R, comma, R, comma, R, comma, R. Now, I'll tell you guys the truth. I believe online they changed that 7 to a 2. I can't remember for sure, but do the number they say online. It is definitely not 7. If it happens to be a 2, what will I write next? P, comma, P. Then I have written my total and entire what? Sample space. All right, let's look at item number 3. This time you're selecting a letter at random from the word MISSISSIPPI. Didn't you learn to spell that a long time ago? When I was growing up, we liked to see how fast we could spell it. Yes, because it was just so much fun. All right, selecting a letter at random from the word Mississippi. Now, first of all, if you select an M, how many items in the sample space have an M? 1. So I'm going to only write 1 M. How many items in the sample space should be labeled as I? 4. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many I's will I write? 4. Are you catching on how to finish that item?
Yes.
Okay. And for example, I do want you to know this. What is the probability if I would select an I? How many were in I? 4. How many letters are there in Mississippi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that would be written as 4 over 11. Are you remembering how to do that as well? Okay, I don't even think they make you do that today, but I want you to know that. The spinner shown is spun once, and the number is recorded. In this sample space, do we have a 1?
Yes.
Yes. Do we have a 2? No, so don't write it. What is the next number we do have if we're going in order of numbers?
3.
3. So write a 3. Do we have 1 3 or more? Just 1. What is the next number in number order? 5. And you would continue going in that same fashion. Do I have any questions on that one? Okay, I'm not going to finish it for you. I want you to take a look at item number 5. Each letter in the word 0 is written on a piece of paper and placed into a bag. A letter is drawn at random. So again, they only want us to write the sample space for this experiment. So how many times is it possible to pull out a Z? 1. So I write a Z 1 time. How many times is it possible to pull out an E?
1.
So I write an E 1 time. How many times is it possible to write an R?
1.
So I write an R 1 time. How many times for an O? 1 time. Now what if they showed you a sample space that was in ABC order? E and then M N O P Q R, so O, R, Z. Would this still be acceptable as an answer?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so I'm glad you catch on. Item number 6, a teacher placed these letter cards in a bag. A letter is drawn at random. How many times would you write each of those letters? 1 time, because none get repeated. I think you understand that one. Let's take a look at number 7. A player in a board game rolls a 6-sided number cube labeled 1 through 6 1 time. What are all the possible numbers it could land on? Write them as you say them. 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 4, comma,
6.
Now, would it be acceptable to pick this as my sample space? Yes. Would it also be acceptable to count this as my sample space? No. You need to name each number as many times as it occurs. If you only write 1 through 6, we might know it includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but we don't know how many times. So you always write the number as many times as it appears. You don't just write the lowest through the highest. All right, let's look at the bottom of this page. Select the simple experiments that have a sample space containing 7 outcomes. Class, how many outcomes are there in flipping a coin? 2. So do we pick it?
No.
No. How many outcomes are there selecting a marble from a bag containing 4 red and 3 orange?
Yes.
How many outcomes are possible? 7. So pick it, yes or no? Yes. Are you catching on to how to do today's work? All right, let's turn the page to see if there's an item we might need to chat about just for a moment. Let's look at number 9. Gabe wants to design a simple experiment with a sample space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So his sample space would look like this. Describe 2 experiments that have this sample space. Raise your hand if you know one experiment that would have this sample space. Raise your hand if you know. I got nobody? There's a thing called a number cube. Would that represent this sample space? Why? Because it has 1, yes, dice. A die contains a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. So doesn't it make that a perfect way to do an experiment with this exact sample space? So one way could be the number cube, they call it. We call it a die, but they call it a number cube. It's okay, we'll move on. All right, there's always a second way. What could you always do if you wanted to do this on a spinner? What could you separate it into? 6 equally sized spaces, each of them labeled what? 1. Good. Go. 6. Now, if we wanted to come up with another one, what if we were writing numbers on little slips of paper and putting them in a bag? How many slips of paper would be in the bag? 6. What number would be written on each slip of paper? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you see how there are multiple ways to represent the same, what's this called, class? Sample space. All right, y'all are on your own. I hope you are very successful after today's lesson. Bye, guys.